Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Crowder's Adventure.
Alright everybody, so today I'm going to be working on my pressure washer. It wasn't running. I think it's just bad gas. So what I'm going to do is take the carburetor off, clean it out, probably check the spark plug and gap, and then cut this off now that I don't need all this extra stuff. Last time I used it I ripped the cord off and it was a pain. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and hopefully we can get it running today.
Alright guys, so we're just going to start here by removing the fuel tank. Once we remove the fuel tank, we can take off the air filter housing, and that is actually held together with the carburetor. They both use the same long bolts that hold them to the engine. So we'll take those out and start taking everything apart. Once you unhook all the linkages and everything, and take the fuel pump off and everything, I just move the pressure washer out of the way, and I get this bucket to help me clean inside of. Um, and I'm just using just regular gas. This isn't mixed or anything. It's just regular gas, just to help break through some of that. Because at the time of recording this, a gallon of gas was cheaper than brake clean, but now brake clean is cheaper than gas. So we'll see which one I continue to use at the current moment. But I'm just taking everything out of the carburetor, every orifice, every jet, everything that has a port that can be clogged. I took it out and cleaned it, which you see me doing every now and then, putting whatever I have up to my mouth. It's just blowing through, make sure the passage is clear if I can't see through it. Like if it's not straight through, like in the needle, and it actually takes a bend, like through the carburetor housing itself, I'll blow through it just to make sure it's open and good to go. One point you saw me actually use the float to make sure it was working, and it actually wasn't, so I was kind of glad about that. The hard part about this is definitely putting everything back together with the linkages. The linkages make everything just a little bit more difficult. Right here I'm realizing that the gaskets are actually on wrong. I was looking at the way the gaskets line up to the carburetor and to ports on the carburetor and ports through this little bracket that I'm holding that holds the fuel pump on, and I'm realizing the gaskets aren't lining up right. So ended up taking those apart, or taking those off. Luckily they didn't rip. um, I was nervous about that. Ended up putting it all back together. uh, put the carburetor on, the hanger on, the air filter box, and the fuel tank. Once I got done putting everything back together, I decided to take the spark plug out and just check it. Um, it was really dirty, as you can see right there. Um, so just because I didn't have an extra one, I tried just cleaning it. Uh, I use not sure if it's aluminum or stainless steel brush on that, and then just cleaned it off, got all the gunk off of it and stuff. Put it back in after I gapped it, made sure everything was right. Uh, and once I did, I just packed everything up and took it outside to see if it would crank. So as you can see here, I did not get it to crank at this time. What I ended up having to do was actually take the spark plug back out, um, go to the store, get a spark plug, and sure enough, as soon as I put that spark plug in, it started right up. And I have not had problems out of it since. I did end up cutting that cord as well. Um, but once I got the spark plug in there, it started right up, and I've used it 4 or 5 different times now, just on the house. I've used it on my driveway from up here by the house down to the road. Um, I've used it. I used it some in the gutters, but not a lot. Mainly the driveway was the biggest project. The driveway and the walkway up front were the biggest projects so far. Um, and of course, the splatter from the walkway on the back of the house. Um, that would splatter up, so I would have to spray that off the side of the house. So, but I mean, it's worked flawlessly ever since. Now about the gaskets. This is a used pressure washer. I doubt I'm the first one that's been in there, and doubt I'll probably be the last. I'm not sure. I mean, if you take care of these things and treat them right, I know it runs at full power most of its life, but if you're willing to take care of it and give it what it needs, But yeah, I ended up having just I don't know if that was the problem to begin with, the spark plug, but there was definitely some clogged jets in the carburetor. So it is kind of good that I took that off and cleaned it. But yeah, so spark plug. Keep it simple, stupid, right? But I mean, it's always a good experience. Not very many people know how to take a carburetor apart anymore, especially on cars. That one, I wish I would have learned. I had an old truck that had one, but ended up selling it before I could get that far. Regret it every day, but I enjoy what I do. I enjoy this small engine stuff. I know it's not what I currently have as a job, and it's really just my side gig right now, but I'm hoping this will take off and get me somewhere, so we'll see what happens. But I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all join us next time for another Valdez adventure, and I hope y'all have a blessed day.